Hey people, have you ever noticed that when you're trying to reach out to someone or you're trying to text someone or whatever the case is that you've done your part to try to communicate or you've done your part to try to reach out and you notice you've been ignored? Or have you been in a situation where you like someone and it seems like you're doing everything to try to get their attention and you're just simply being ignored? Whenever we are ignored, we can feel the following things. We can feel disrespected. We can feel like we're not important. We can feel like we're just simply not a priority to them. We could feel like we're just being pushed out and there's no explanation and there's no rhyme or reason for it. Some of the reasons why you could be ignored is that someone is just feeling overwhelmed, like stress, anxiety, or anything of that nature, okay? Or it could be they just don't know how to communicate. Sometimes people do things where if they just ignore you, it's the safest way to say, I just don't know how to talk to you. It could be that they're just simply losing interest in you. So, for example, if you're trying to pursue someone and you notice after a while they're not giving you the same type of energy, or rather what you're putting in is not what you're getting back, and basically they're just ignoring you, it could be they're just losing interest. And sometimes that might not be a bad thing. They're just showing you how you are valued in their life, and now you have to make a choice. Do you stay or do you go? I advise that you go. Sometimes it could be they're just assuming, well, if I ignore you, you'll always be there when I need to come back or something like that. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Maybe they're just playing games just to see how you would react or how you would handle or anything of that nature. Now, I'm not condoning any of these actions, by the way, that I'm calling out. I'm just giving you the reasons to why someone would ignore you. I'm not condoning it. I'm just giving you the reasons. That's all. Let me just say this, that as far as how you handle being ignored, this is going to be a little bit subjective. The reason why I say this is going to be subjective, how you handle it, because it's going to depend on the situation as to why you're being ignored, and how you handle it is going to determine if it's going to be successful or not. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So for example, let's say you were in an argument, right, with someone, and after a while they kind of shut down and they realize they're just going to ignore you, okay? Now, it's not that they never want to talk to you. The whole idea of them ignoring you is just they just want to kill the argument because they've just had enough of the back and forth and they just want silence, okay? And so how you would handle a situation like that is to just simply leave it be and let them be the one to come back to you, talk to you, and then you can probably have a better conversation when things have cooled off. Another example of what I'm talking about is, let's just say you're trying to pursue someone, right? And you notice that you're practically doing most of the pursuing and they're not doing too much of the pursuing. And you notice after a while they're just ignoring you, okay? They're not giving you any kind of input. They're just, kind of giving you the shortest answers, or they're just not, giving you much of anything. And so you notice they're just ignoring you, right? So in a situation like that one, basically, if they're ignoring you, then you need to reconsider, is this worth pursuing? And if it's not worth pursuing, then you've simply gotten the answer by just leaving them alone and let them come back to you. Now, if they come back to you and they realize that you have some sort of value and they're willing to make it work, now you're on the right track. If they don't come back to you, then you already got your answer that it's not about you. They don't value you. They don't see the same thing that you're seeing. No. So I'm saying move on. That's all. Because there's many people that you can choose from in those situations. Many. Another example is that you might be talking to someone about something, and because they might be busy and they might be doing things, you might feel ignored. And it's not that they don't value you, and it's not that they don't think you're important. It's just whatever they got going on takes priority, and you're just basically put to the back burner, for as long as, it takes for them to handle whatever it is that they're doing. Now, how you handle a situation like that? Again, the whole idea is if you're being ignored in those type of situations, then simply do nothing and let them take the time to come back to you, and then you can pick up the conversation. Okay? Now, it might not feel nice at the moment, no, but at the same time, sometimes in those situations, you might have to consider what's going on at that time and at that place, that maybe it's not what you think it is, or maybe the fact that they are busy, and maybe you do need to consider their time and their efforts at that moment, okay? Being ignored is never a nice feeling. Being ignored is never something to feel good about, all right? However, I would just like to say, one of the things that being ignored is going to teach you is that who values you as a person and who does not value you as a person. And so this is where you need to make the choice that are you going to stay or are you going to leave? My recommendation, more times than not, choose people who choose you.